In this video, we're going to talk about conversions within the metric system. So these go with the assignment called Measurements 2. Now, when we're in the metric system, we're going to be using meters for length with abbreviation M, liters for capacity, abbreviation L, grams for weight, abbreviation G. And since the metric system is a base 10 system, all we really are doing is moving the decimal place either to the left or to the right. So you'll find the step where you're first to be located. So for example, if I'm changing meters to kilometers or kilometers, I'm going to move my decimal 1, 2, 3 places to the left. So as we go from the base to a larger measurement, we move our decimal to the left. And as we go from the base to a smaller, like a milliliter, we would move our decimal place to the right. Now, you don't always necessarily have to start on the base. You could start at centimeters and change to hectometers the same way. So if you started at centimeters, you would be here. And if you're moving to hectometers here, then you just take your decimal 1, 2, 3, 4 places to the left. So just follow the stair step left to right. Now, when we get to converting between metric units and standard units, we're going to use dimensional analysis and conversion factors. So we'll use this chart again when we're going between metrics and the standard. And you'll see here are some of them, measurement. Here are length measures, some more. Here are some volumes. Down here, we've got centimeters cubic and cubic inches. And so we'll use these kind of conversion factors that are down here. Okay, so let's start with the first one. 6.5 centimeters to millimeters. So this is a stair-step problem. So we start with our 6.5 centimeters to millimeters. So 6.5 is here. 6.5 centimeters. And we're moving one step to the right. So 6.5 centimeters is 65 millimeters. And the first M is for milli, the second is for meters, just like here is centimeters. So the first one has an answer of 65. So it's one place to the right. 480 milliliters to liters. So milliliters would be here. And we're going to liters, so we're going 1, 2, 3 places to the left. So 480, the decimal is here. We're going 1, 2, 3 places to the left, so that's 0.480. And of course, you can leave off the zero at the end. So it's just 0.48. Also, it could be 0.48. All of those are the same thing. Now we're going to go from meters to centimeters. So meters to centimeters. And some of this off. So meters to centimeters. So here's meters, liters, and grams. So meters to centimeters is 2 places to the right. 2 places to the right. So 3.4, move my decimal 2 places to the right, I get 340 centimeters in a meter. Now for these next few problems, they want us to see what is closest to a certain value. So closest to 8 yards, 720 centimeters, 800 centimeters, or 880 centimeters. So basically, we need to change centimeters to yards So we're going to need a conversion factor, centimeters to yards. Now, we may not have a centimeters to yards. We may have a centimeters to feet or inches and have to go from there to yards. So let's go over to our conversion factors and see what we have. So let's see. Here we go. All right, so here's our U.S. metric length, and we're going to go centimeters to yards, and look what we have. 1 yard is 91.44 centimeters. 1 yard, 91.44 centimeters. I'm going to check that again to make sure I have it right. 1 yard is 91.44 centimeters. So if we want to change 720 centimeters and we want it to come out to yards, I need yards on top, centimeters on the bottom. So 1 yard is 91.44. This is dimensional analysis. The centimeters are going to be canceled out. So 720 divided by 9144 is, so 720 divided by 91.44 is 7.87 yards. Remember, yards are on top. Now you can see for these others, we do 800 divided by 91.44 and 880 divided by 91.44. So we can kind of take a shortcut on those two. So 800 divided by 91.44 is 8.75 yards. And 880 divided by 91.44 is 9.62 yards. So the closest to 8 is going to be 7.87. So 720 centimeters is the closest to 8 yards. And number 5, I want to know the closest to 9 kilometers or kilometers, if you want to say it that way, 3 miles, 6 miles, or 9 miles. So we need to change 9 kilometers to miles. So I need something that relates a kilometer to a mile. And I want my kilometers on the bottom. So I go over here, and a kilometer to a mile is right here. 1 kilometer is 0.62137 miles. 62137 miles. So 1 kilometer is 0.62137 miles. So I'm going to do 9 times, because look, that's on the top this time. Kilometers going to cancel out. So 9 times 0.62137 is 5.59. And that's, we got to see what's closest to that. So 3 miles, 6 miles, or 9 miles. Well, I can already see that that's pretty close, 5.59, but let's check the others just to see. Okay. 3 miles, and I did this one a little differently. Instead of just checking each one of these, I went ahead and changed the 9 kilometers over to miles, and so that's 5.59 miles. Now that's, the closest to that is going to be the 6, and we don't have to do the arithmetic more than one time. So that might be a little bit more efficient way to do it. You could check the 9 and the 3, but you really don't have to if you do it that way. Number 6. Let's do number 6 that same way. What's closer, 80 yards, 80 feet, or 800 inches to 80 meters? Okay, so this time they give us 3 different units of measure. So we could change the 80 meters to yards, then we could change it to feet, and then we could change it to inches and see which one is closer to 80 meters. Or we could change each one of these over to meters. So that's the way I'm going to go this way, this time. 80 yards over to meters. I'm going to need a conversion factor for that, and that's going to give me meters. And then I can do 80 feet, and I'm going to need to relate meters to feet, and that's going to give me meters. And then I need to do 800 inches, and if they give me that conversion factor, and sometimes we have to multiply more than one time. So I want yards to meters first. So I go over here to my measurements, and I see yards to meters. Let's see, yards to meters right here. That 1 meter is 1.09361 yards. So I go over here, and I put 1 meter is 1.09361 yards. So I'm going to be dividing 80 divided by 1.09361 is 73.15 meters. Let's see about 80 feet. Now 73 meters is pretty close to 80 meters, but let's see what these others come out to be. 80 feet to meters. So feet to meters. 1 meter is 3.2808 feet. So we go 1 meter is 3.2808 feet. So that's going to be 80 divided by 3.2808. And that's going to only be 24 meters. And I think you can see that our answer is going to be this one because inches is going to be even smaller, but you got to be careful. That's 800 inches. So let's see what we end up here. We want to change inches over to meters. So we're going to go inches to meters. And again, I'm going to look and see if I have a conversion factor. Inches to meters. So 39.3701 inches in a meter. So I go over and I put in 1 meter. There are 39.3701 inches. So that's going to be 800 divided by 39.3701, and that's 20.3 meters. So the one that's closest to 80 meters is the 80 yards. Number 7, what is closest to 90 liters? 24 gallons, 240 gallons, or 90 gallons? So let's just change our liters to gallons since these are all alike, and we can just go from there. So 90 liters times, now remember, liters on bottom, gallons on top. So I go over to my capacity, and I see liters to gallons is 1 liter is 0.264172 gallons. Now you know why you don't have to memorize these. It would be impossible. So you always just go to your chart and look it up. So 1 liter is 0.264172 417 gallons. So this time I'm multiplying because the numbers on the top, so 90 times 0.264172 is approximately 23.7753 gallons. So look, 24 gallons is going to be the closest. Number 8, choose the estimate closest to the volume of a wastebasket. 1.2 liters, 12 liters, or 120 liters. Now, they're not very specific here, but a wastebasket is usually a little small garbage can, right? So we're not talking about anything huge. So you could think about a 2-liter bottle, right? A 2-liter bottle of soda. It's one of those bottles that's about this size, right? You know what I'm talking about in the store. So a 2-liter bottle of soda, it might be several of those that could fill up a garbage can. Now 1.2, that would be a really tiny garbage can because that would be half of this, right? So that would be, if that's a 2-liter bottle, a 1.2-liter bottle is going to be even smaller. That's probably not big enough for a wastebasket. But 120 would be 62-liter bottles. That's way too big. So probably the best estimate here we're talking about is 12 liters. It's really hard to know unless they give us a little bit more information about that wastebasket, like how many gallons it would hold, something like that. But probably this is too small, and this one, 120, is way too big. Choose the estimate closest to an average person's weight. Now, an average person, it's very hard to define, but let's just say 150 pounds, okay? And once we get 150 pounds and change it over to kilograms, we'll have an idea which one of these is right. So we're going to change kilograms, pounds to kilograms, okay? And so I go over to my conversion factor, and I'm looking for pounds and kilograms. So 1 pound, you can see it right here. 1 pound is 0.43592 kilograms. Or you can do the 2.204623 pounds in 1 kilogram. Either one of those is going to work the same. In one case, the number is going to be on top. In the other case, it's going to be on the bottom. So let's go with the 1 pound is 0.453592 kilograms. So we'll go over and we'll say that 1 pound is 0.453592 kilograms. So that means we're going to multiply 150 times 0.453592, and we get 68 kilograms. So 6 kilograms is way too small. 600 kilograms is way too big. This is going to be closer to 60 kilograms. And again, without knowing what the actual average weight is, we just had to kind of pick a number like 150 to try that and see.